Hello and welcome back to Jackpine Savage Outdoors. Today we're going to do a quick tutorial showing you guys how to spool up, tie leaders, rig up, and get ready for fall steelhead fishing here in northwestern Michigan. So let's get started here. Today we're going to be using some Bloop beads. Got our blood run floating mono. This is what we like to run for our main lines, especially in the winter time, because it doesn't ice up like braid will. 10-pound leader should suffice. So we got everything we're going to use here today. Got our beads, got our pegs, got our line, all that good stuff. Alright, so we got ourselves a brand spanking ass new Okuma Helios SX. Left-handed bait caster, as you know, that's what I prefer for my float fishing rigs. We're going to spool this guy up today using our blood run 23-pound floating mono. This is what I like to use for my main line. I use it year-round. It's great for salmon, it's great for steelhead. It's got some stretch to it, floats on top of the water nice. All in all, good stuff. When you're spooling a bait caster especially, it's really important to make sure that your line feeds off the top and it coils the same way onto the bait caster as it does coming off of the spool. This will prevent having problems with line twist and rat nesting and other stuff. So you want to make sure that line is coming off the top of the spool. First things first, let's get ourselves going here, line through the eyelet, over the top, underneath the spindle there, tag in there. Now you guys know me. My favorite knot of knots. It's a good old uni knot. This line up here, make a little loop. And 2 and 3 and 4, 5 and 6 and 7. Spindle there, that ain't going nowhere. Let's trim that tag end off. There we go. Wheel on the spooler. I see how the line is coming off the spool in the same direction it's wrapping onto the reel. Just want to fill that guy up right quick. There we go. Full spool blood run floating mono here. Got about a 300-yard spool that's half gone. Hopefully there's 150 yards on there still. Gonna find out. Gonna find out. Yeah, I think it's gonna fill it. I think it's gonna mostly fill it. It's going to definitely fill it with a decent amount left. We don't want to overfill it because we got to have room for our bumper yet. So that'll do for now. Think. Now, this might be overboard. I kind of like to err on the side of caution. And instead of using the high vis, I like to uni knot myself on, I don't know, about 12 feet of clear blood run mono, just so I got a clear bumper going down in the water instead of a chartreuse one. Like I said, it might be overkill, but when it comes to these finicky, line shy, pain in the ass steelhead, sometimes every little detail can make the difference between hooking a fish or not. This one's got a little squirrely on it. There we go. 5, 6, and 7. Let the knot. Pull them tag ends real quick. Cinch her down. That's a good strong knot. I just tugged on that way harder than any steelhead ever will. And it's solid. So, spool up reel, ready to go. Winter blend, we got that high vis on there. Floating mono so it doesn't ice up on us. Then you put it on a rod. Let's see what we got. Run it up through the eyelets here. Around them eyelets there. Okay, there we go. Now, let's rig this one up with what we got. So, we're going to do the chartreuse top float. Just to keep it a little variety in there. Some surgical tubing. Some surgical tubing on there. We got a short piece and a long piece. So put that short piece on. And you're gonna put that long piece on after that. And that's what's gonna hold our float on our main line. I like using these weighted swivels. They're durable, they last forever, literally. To give you a good chunk of weight in one spot. 4, 5, 6, 7. Good old uni knot. My universal unification knot. Nice and tight there. Uni knot, swivel, tag end off. And we got a float. Float slides up and down on the line like so. Next thing we need the leader. Couple of Raven Specialist number 4s here. I like a number 4 hook with a number 10 bead. My general rule of thumb when I'm rigging beads is I always try to add up to 14. So if you're using a 12mm bead, you use a size 2 hook, equals 14. If you're using a 10mm bead, you use a size 4 hook, equals 14. If you're using a 8mm bead, you use a size 6 hook, which equals, you guessed it, 14. So, let's off a good one. So, leader here. Good old wingspan or so. 10-pound Seaguar red label. Can't go wrong. Start with one hook. And we're going to start out by going through the eyelet like so. And tie, this is an egg loop knot, so we'll go 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 times around it. Hold it with your other fingies all the way to the other end of your leader. Get that loose tag in, back through the eyelet. Then you want to lay that tag end parallel with your hook shank. And then 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 times around. And you gotta hold all them twists together like so. Hold my loop with my mouth. Hope to keep it from getting twisted up. And cinch it around. Cinch it down. I grab that tag in with my teeth. I pull in opposite directions here. It makes a nice tight little bait loop there. And it has that egg loop thingy going on there. You want to put a piece of yarn on there or something like that, look like a little wiggly worm. You always do that. So I got my first hook tied on my leader. Let's go with the old Niagara Falls 2.0 10mm for my first bead. It's my favorite steelhead bead. Anyway, and we're gonna go 1 time through the bead, 2 times through the bead, slide that on down until we're about down to our hook there. And now we got our 1 bead on our line, we got our hook on there, bead on there, we're getting there. Let's do our second hook for a double bead rig. We go this time up from the bottom, so that hook is hanging downward, right? And this is where it's important to get your spacing. Say from hook to hook I like about, I don't know, a good 12 inches or so, something like that. I'll hold your hook in your line where you want it. And again, we're going to take that tag end and we're going to go back up from the bottom through the eyelet, same side of the hook. Don't stick too much up yet. So we got our line to our other bead going down. We got our main line. Got our little tag end poking up there. Yep, there we go. Line down. The other bead, line coming up. That's our loop. So let's go 1, 2. Now see, I'm being careful not to tangle that tag end in there. Be careful to stack my wraps up nice. 13, 14 wraps. Cinch them down. You want to hold them. This is where it can get weird. You want to make sure your other line with your bead is out of the way. Grab my loop with my mouth again, as I do. Get that tag in that's sticking out the bottom. Cinching her down. Sliding her down. You pull it all the way down. Pull your other bead the opposite direction there. Now you've got another hook snelled in line into your leader, giving them steelhead options. And that's facing in the right direction, so if a fish bites that bead, it hooks them. Boom, see? Gets them every time. It's keeping it vertical. Now I'll put our other bead on there. I'm going to do a John Scaly 10mm, also from Bloop. Through the bead, through the bead again, slide that one down. Now we've got our chartreuse Niagara Falls bead on the bottom, and about a foot up from that we've got our orange John Scaly bead. Grab our float, our swivel, tie that on there right quick. Get another uni knot, of course. Always wet your knots. There we go. Got our 2 beads, we got our leader, we're tied on our swivel, we're doing our thing. Let's peg these in place where we like them. Just like these clear rubber bead pegs, they work good for me. And as always, I like to space my bead so that if I'm holding it with that finger and that finger, my finger and thumb like that, the hook hits me right in the bottom of my hand. It's about ideal. Right there. Peg in the bead. Like so. Oh, it's snug. Oh, come on. These Raven hooks are super, super sticky. Which is great for fishing and keeping fish pinned and getting good hooks, but you get a little pokey when you're rigging for sure. You can get a little pokey. So cut off that peg there. Cut it nice and tight to the top there. And then second bead, space it out the same way. Peg going in there. A lot of times I find I can use the same peg for both beads because they don't go quite halfway, so it'll still be nice and snug. See? Boom. Same peg. Do it again. Ow. Damn, these Raven hooks are sticky. They are sharp, sharp. Just they touch anything, they're getting it. They are getting it. Boop. Cut that off. And cut that off. Now we got our beads spaced out from our hook about 3 inches. So our top bead, our hook, bottom bead, and our hook that's got me hooked yet again. Now we need some shot on there. Let's take our leader. So we got a 7-gram swivel, 15-gram float. They're size 5 split shot. I can't remember what brand. And they're about 1.5 grams a piece. So we'll go 1.5 grams. 3 grams. I got 4.5 grams on there. Boom, boom, boom. So they're about 1 gram a piece. So we're at 5.5.